Welcome to the Edison Ballroom for the final press conference for what's turning into a huge event at the Barclays Center this Saturday night, January 16th. This will be televised on Showtime Championship Boxing, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. The Barclays Center, we still have some tickets available. That's the good news. But the bad news is people better run and get them. We just opened up some more tickets today. So we are near a sellout. We think we'll be able to accommodate the walk-up by opening up some tickets upstairs that we initially did not intend to open up. But we're going to have what could be a record crowd for boxing at the Barclays Center. And that's the power of the heavyweight championship of the world. That's the power of the heavyweight division, and that's the power of boxing when you deliver a great product to people. So we're very, very pleased, and we hope people order their tickets in advance, but if not, you will be able to walk up, and there should be some tickets, walk-up tickets upstairs in the upstairs levels. We have two terrific fights in one night, and these are the first two heavyweight championship fights in Brooklyn in 115 years. And that's historic. The last time there was a heavyweight championship fight in Brooklyn was in May of 1900. James Jeffries fought and knocked out James J. Corbett. Jeffries was the defending champion. Corbett was the former champion. He knocked him out in the 23rd round. We don't do 23 rounds anymore, thank God. We do 12. But that tells you the significance of this from an historical perspective. We knew that we were going to have defending champion Deontay Wilder defend his title for the third time on the show. And he's doing it against a very confident, cocky, a little bit crazy, but extremely tough Artur Szpilka, who's looking to bring a world championship to Poland for the first time in the history of his nation. And Deontay is already establishing himself as one of the most active heavyweight champions in history. This is the fourth time he'll fight a world title fight in the last 12 months, and I think that's great for boxing. We didn't initially expect it, but now we have a world championship fight. The vacant IBF title fight will be contested as the co-feature. It'll be between Charles Martin, who's a terrific athlete, a huge physical specimen, another one of these giant heavyweights. But he's got his hands full with a more experienced guy who was an amateur superstar, an Olympic medalist, a more seasoned veteran in Zar Glasco. And that figures to be a terrific fight in its own right. We're going to be presenting a great undercard from the time the doors open. It's going to feature some terrific fighters, most of them undefeated. Undefeated welterweight Ivan Golub from the Ukraine fighting out of Brooklyn. Undefeated Julian Sosa from Brooklyn. A young man who's one of the amateur standouts in the world, just turned pro recently, but was a phenom. Ramil Gatsiev. Maciev Selecki, undefeated from Poland, middleweight, will be fighting Derek Finley. And then undefeated light heavyweight Carlos Gongora. And a couple of young men, if they're here, I'd like to bring up to say a couple of words. Is Adam Kaunacki here? Adam is not here. But Adam will be on this card. Adam has a huge following in the New York area. He's a multiple-time Golden Glove champion in the heavyweight division. And he's another person that's going to make the Polish fans in attendance happy. The opening fight is for the vacant IBF World Heavyweight Championship. Charles Martin is 22-0 with 20 KOs. He's born in St. Louis, but fights out of Carson, California. He's a 6'5", 29-year-old southpaw. He was an accomplished amateur, not with the same kind of experience as Glasgow, but an accomplished amateur. Turned pro 2012, hasn't lost a fight, is known as a knockout artist, and I think that's what he's going to be attempting to do come Saturday night. Zar Glascov's had a bit of a different road. Hundreds of amateur fights, one of the best amateur heavyweights in recent history. 2007 silver medalist at the World Amateur Boxing Championships, 2008 Olympic bronze medalist at super heavyweight. He's 6'3", 31 years old, and the opposition that he's fought is a little bit more recognizable than Charles. So you have a guy that's a boxer, very accomplished technician in the ring, loads of experience, against a guy who's a physical monster, tremendous athlete, could have played in multiple sports, did play multiple sports as a kid, ultimately chose boxing, and is probably the bigger, stronger man. So it's a classic matchup of styles, and looking at the odds, what the odds makers think of the fight, it's really interesting that, you know, despite Glaskov's experience, that Charles's size seems to mean enough that the odds are almost even money. And I think that makes for a good fight. I first want to bring up to say a couple of words. The man who's been with Zar Glasco from the beginning is his manager and the man who's going to translate for him, but I'm going to let him say a few words first, Igis Klemes.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in the giant and the cold city, New York. It's a big pleasure for us to participate in one of the historical heavyweight fights in Brooklyn. Having this opportunity, I would like to thank our promoter, Main Event, Kathy Duva, what she walked Zar Glasko's career to this point, where his dream was always to fight for the heavyweight champion fight, and I believe this is just a little opening for him. I'm not going to talk about the fight because I can't do that. I'm not the one who's going to be fighting. As soon as the ring bells, I'm going to be sitting and watching these two gentlemen fighting in a ring. But I can talk about the facts. And the facts are, we have two undefeated heavyweights. We have two guys who is hungry. We have two guys who will come in the ring to win, and we have two guys who knows what is behind the winning, what is behind that heavyweight title to win. So Lou mentioned there is still more tickets, so I'd rather run right now if you don't have a ticket to see it, because I think it's going to be a very good night. Thank you, everybody.
Charles Martin's trainer. He's been a trainer for a while. He's known to many people in our business because he was also a fine heavyweight, also an Olympian, and fought for the heavyweight title, was a heavyweight contender throughout his career, and now he's trying to teach the ropes and everything he knows to his emerging star. So I'd like to bring up Charles Martin's trainer, Henry Tillman.
To Charles Martin, we want to thank you that we embraced this opportunity to fight for the IBF Championship of the world. And we're ready. We've been training real hard, working hard. Now we're ready to come down here and show the world that, you know, he's ready for the heavyweight championship of the world. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And once again, thank you for the opportunity.
To introduce her fighter, who she's brought along very, very well and brought to this opportunity, the president of Main Events, Kathy Duva.
Thank you, Lou. It's great to be here. You know, it's funny when you've been in this business as long as I have, you start to have these flashbacks. And when Steven came up and talked about these great fights that he's going to be showing on Showtime in the next few weeks, I'm thrilled. I didn't realize. Thrilled, you know, the Holyfield fight with Kawi and with Buster Douglas and Dokes. We were all main events fights, so I'm going to get to watch those again. And yes, despite popular opinion, I do have a subscription to Showtime, so don't worry. This is also brings me back when I see Henry Tillman, Main Events alumni from that time. I see Mark Breland, who I'm sure is here somewhere, another Main Events alumni from that same year that Evander and Henry won their gold medals in Los Angeles in '84, and all moved along, beginning their careers at Showtime. And also I see Ronnie Shields, who is the Main Events alumni trainer. He used to be our opponent, but then he came on board. So this is really, really gratifying. I hate to upset you three, because I love you all, but, well, not all three of you, but Henry in particular, because it's not going to be your night. But I do want to mention Eduard Menchikov, who is the very able trainer who has been with Zar since Zar was in the amateurs, winning an Olympic medal, being up there on the big stage, getting accustomed to what it's like when all that pressure is on. And I want to compliment both of these guys, who on very short notice elected to fight each other for a title that became vacant. It is a tribute to both of them that they're willing to do this, and to Charles, who we all recognize is taking a big step up in class here, and to Zar, who is coming into the opponent's territory. Although I do think there's going to be some Russian people or Ukrainian people in the audience, and I think maybe the Poles will adopt him for the night. So it should be fun. I just want to. I want to talk about him just for a minute, because this guy's life has been so bad in recent years, with all the trouble in his country, with all of the fighting in his hometown. His life has been turned upside down in ways that I don't think anybody in this room can even begin to grasp if you haven't lived in a war zone. And he did. And I have watched him handle this with so much grace, with so much maturity, going through situations that most of us couldn't even conceive, and getting in the ring and fighting on a day when he didn't know if his parents were still alive, because he hadn't heard from them in months, or in weeks rather. There are things that have gone on in his life that people don't know. And he's a quiet guy and he doesn't talk about it, so I guess it's my job to do it. But he's been there, he's experienced, he has fought world-class fighters, he has been waiting for this moment. When he was in the Olympics, he won a bronze medal, and he was injured in the bronze medal fight, so he didn't get to move on. So this is going to be his gold medal fight. This is going to be his world title shot. This is everything for him, and I'm very proud to be with him, to be his promoter, and to know him. So I'm going to bring him up for you now. The #1 contender in the world for the IBF heavyweight title, and my friend Zar Glasco.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you who support me. Thank you all who love boxing. This is a big opportunity for me. I'm training hard. I'm ready 100%. I'm had good sparring partners, and this will be a good fight. Thank you.
Good job. Well, I guess we didn't need you. And Zar, good job. Now we move on to the main event of the evening, a matchup between the defending heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, one of the most charismatic fighters. What? Oh, jeez. I didn't sleep well last night. I apologize, guys. I'm going to bring up now his promoter. Before I bring up his promoter, I just want to acknowledge Mike Barreo, stand up. Mike Barreo's been Charles' manager since he was an amateur, so he's been with him for a very long time. And Charles had been with Michael King's King Boxing. I just want to acknowledge Michael King, and may he rest in peace. Leon Margulis is now Charles' promoter, and I'm going to bring up Leon to introduce his fighter.
That's the way Lou treats his friend and his lawyer. Anyway, Lou's my close friend, and I'm really privileged and honored to work with him on this show, and I think he's done a spectacular job. I'm very blessed to be involved in this show. I want to thank everybody, but I promised Lou I'd be short. Showtime, obviously, this wonderful venue, the Worskis and Edison Ballroom, and all the people that have been involved to make this event possible. But I'm here to introduce Charles, and I'd like to thank Mike Barreo, my dear friend, who has entrusted me with his career as his promoter. I'd like to thank Al Heyman, who has undertaken the job to work with Mike in his career, and I'd like to personally thank Paul Kane, who does everything for Charles and has done everything for Charles since his amateur career. Along with Mike, they work hand in hand and help prepare Charles for this fight. Charles is a physical specimen. He's 22-0 with 16 knockouts. He's just 20 knockouts. I can't count that high. I believe he's got the talent to be a great heavyweight. He's got the looks and charisma to be a superstar. I'm very excited that he's going to be in this fight in New York and get a shot at the world title. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Martin.
I just like to say that I'm thankful to be in this position right now, fighting for a world title. Such a fast notice, I don't know, thank my team, I want to thank everybody who put this together and got me here. And I want to thank my mom, for making such a strong guy, and because all the stuff that we've been through growing up, it was a hard life for us as well, we done been through it all, I done seen it all, so yeah, I just want to thank her and thank my promoters and managers, everybody, man. I'm just happy, man. I'm excited and I'm looking forward to this fight on Saturday, and taking what's mine. Thank you.
Representing the very colorful Artur Szpilka in his corner is one of the best trainers in the game, an old friend of mine. He's been associated with great heavyweights many times in the past, and he's looking to upset the apple cart and pull off a big upset on Saturday night. Ronnie Shields.
Thank you, Lou. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Without him, none of this would be possible. I just want to thank our team also. I want to thank Leon Margolis of Warriors Boxing and Arthur's Polish promoters, Peter and Andrew. And I want to thank our personal team, Danny Arnold, Todd Holler, Evan Rodriguez, Creed Fountain, Troy Browning. Those guys couldn't make it here, but I'm sure they're here in their hearts. And we want to thank Team Wilder for this opportunity, because this is not a mandatory defense. He didn't have to fight Artur Szpilka, but he's a champion, and this is what champions do, they fight. And we thank them for the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to going up against my old friends, JD's, and my best friend, one of my best friends, Mark Whelan. It's good to go up against friends, because then you have bragging rights, and I never let them live it down. So, and also Deontay's co-manager, Shelly Finkel. I've been knowing Shelly back in my main event days. We always hung out and always had good times together. But we're looking forward to this. Artur Szpilka's great shape, ready to go, and looking forward to Saturday night to become the first Polish heavyweight champion. Thank you.
Mark Breland couldn't be with us. He's at a funeral this morning. So I'd like to bring up Deontay's co-trainer and co-manager, JD's.
If ever there were a card to be at, this is the one. It's been over 100 years. It's a heavyweight title fight in Brooklyn, and you've got two. This is an amazing thing. You've got Glasgow, you've got Martin, Szpilka, Wilder. It's an amazing, amazing thing. The journey here was not easy. We thought initially it was going to be Povetkin for Deontay. And Povetkin went to the WBC and asked for more time. We were ready, but they needed more time. That's understandable. Then we thought it was going to be Glasgow, and they opted for the vacant title opportunity, which you certainly can understand. Then we heard about Szpilka. And boy, training certainly kicked into high gear then, because you're talking about a tough, determined, left-handed guy who can punch with either hand, extensive amateur career. We started putting the work in with Mark Breland, Russ Amber, Cuz Hill, and we really, really put the work in. Any thought that somehow, some way Deontay's overlooking Artur Szpilka is simply not true. It's absolute fabrication, because we know how good Szpilka is. And the other thing we know is that Szpilka is trained by my good friend Ronnie Shields. When I started my boxing program and became the head trainer, first thing I did was put together a plan, and I wanted to go to some people that I respected in the business. I called Ronnie Shields, who didn't know me. Ronnie agreed to let me come to Houston, watch him work. I took my notebook, I took notes, and he could have said no. He could have said, come to the gym for 30 minutes and see you later, kid. No, Ronnie took me in, took me to his house over on Rebel Ridge Drive right there in Sugar Land, Texas. Took me out. We talked boxing for a couple of days. I came back more confident in what I was doing, what I believed in. We put that plan into action. And then you see the results here with Deontay Wilder. I just want to thank everybody that's got everything to do with this event, from the guys who set the ring up to you guys that are covering the event, all the way through to the people, the concession workers, ticket takers, all the way to Lou and Al Heyman, because it takes a team to put on an event like this. And the reason I bring that up is because Deontay has done those kind of jobs along with me. We've set up rings together. Deontay retiled the bathroom floor of the gym by himself after winning the bronze medal. This is why he is so hungry and why he remains hungry. He's been there. He's been in those kind of jobs where he had to be up at 3 or 4 in the morning. And he loves what he has now, and he's going to do everything known to man to keep that going, because things are going good, and he's the hungriest guy I've ever met. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a great night.
You may know that things got a little chippy at the top of the World Trade Center yesterday. So, I know there's not going to be any headbutting or anything crazy right now. But just to make sure, there's about 3 security guards on the dais. But because I always figure better safe than sorry. And, I'm a big guy, but I run to the hills when there's any problem. That's just true. Truth. What? Yeah. There we go. Well, at least a distraction. But I figured maybe we needed a little extra, security. So we have we have a special guest with us, and it's actually significant because I think whether you're Zar Glasco or Charles Martin, whether you're Artur Szpilka, and I know this is true of Deontay Wilder, because I know that this is his dream and his intent. One belt's not enough for you. The heavyweight championship of the world is the most prestigious honor in all of sports. It's the most prestigious title in all of sports. And when it's unified and there's only one man, that man truly is the biggest athlete, the most significant athlete on the planet. And that's the goal of everybody on this dais. The last man to do this was one of the greatest heavyweights in the history of the sport. Absolutely the greatest heavyweight of the 1990s, dominated the decade, asserted himself over such all-time greats as Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe, and he asserted himself over everyone at that time, including Mike Tyson, who was the reigning baddest man on the planet before this guy. The last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis, will be honored Friday night at the Friars Club for his great career in boxing, for who he is and was in the ring and who he is outside of the ring. And he's been kind enough to join us at this press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Looking forward to the fight this Saturday. 4 great heavyweights, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see my WBC belt that I had being looked after so well. It's nice and shiny. Deontay doing a good job. But, the heavyweights division is wide open right now. And, now it's time for the guys that were standing by the wayside to actually show themselves and show that they want to be the next undisputed and go about being a heavyweight champion in the best way they know how. So I don't want to take up too much time, so I'll let these 2 combatants talk and say what they're going to do in the fight. Thank you.
First, I'd like to bring up a gentleman that's been promoted originally out of Poland by Andrew Waszlewski and Peter Werner. They joined forces with Leon Margulis in Warriors Boxing. They promoted him for a while. This is a very rough, rugged, tough customer. A little bit crazy, which is going to probably serve him in the ring because he's going to go out there balls to the wall and put all caution at risk in an attempt to do what's never been done before, bringing a world heavyweight title to Poland. So I'd like to bring up Artur Szpilka.
Welcome to everybody. My English is pretty good, but I want everybody hear me loud and clear, and I have translator. Przede wszystkim bardzo się cieszę, że mogę tutaj wystąpić, że będę walczył o Mistrzostwo Świata. Jest to niesamowita szansa dla Polski, dla Polaków, żeby być pierwszym polskim mistrzem świata. Wierzę w to ogromnie i mam nadzieję, że 16 stycznia dokonam rzeczy, która jeszcze się nikomu nie udała, czyli będę pierwszym polskim mistrzem świata.
I'm so happy to fight in front of so many Polish fans, so many great fans, and I want to do something which was never done before, to become the first Polish, historically, first Polish heavyweight in the world. And I know nobody ever did it, but I want to do it.
Wiecie, tak jak mówię, w boksie trzeba mieć szacunek do zawodnika. Kiedyś sam się o tym przekonałem, mówiłem głupoty i tak jak mówię, miałem szacunek do Wildera przed tym wszystkim, co wygadywał. Miałem do niego jakiś taki respekt. Odkąd słyszałem na przykład na pytanie, kim jest Artur Szpilka, odpowiedział, że jestem nikim. Dlatego przekona się 16 stycznia i będzie musiał udowodnić to wszystko, co powiedział i zobaczymy, kto wtedy będzie nikim. Mam nadzieję, że to wszystko, co mówi, będzie potwierdzone w ringu.
I know you have to have a great respect to your opponent, and I had in the past tense the great respect to Deontay Wilder, but after everything what he was saying about me, saying, for example, that I am nobody, he said all those things he's going to do to me in the ring, but there is a problem with it. You have to prove it in the ring, and better for him if he will do it in the ring, not outside of the ring.
Jestem gotowy na walkę, zapraszam wszystkich i trzymajcie kciuki, na pewno wszyscy po walce usłyszą "And the new heavyweight champion of the world". That's it.
I am ready for the fight, and after the fight, you're going to hear it, what he just said.
It's been a long time since there was a defending American heavyweight champion. It's been a long time since there was an American heavyweight at all with this size, strength, knockout power, and charisma. I know it's his intention to follow in the footsteps of Lennox Lewis and unify the belts, but I also know that he's smart enough not to be looking past Artur Szpilka on this Saturday night. The Bomb Squad's also in town, and I want to bring up the reigning defending heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder.
How you guys doing today? Man, I'm just so excited. I'm so happy to be here in the Big Apple. You know, it's amazing to me that it's been over 115 years since there's been a heavyweight fight here. And y'all invited y'all country friend to end that streak. Man, I've always said everything has happened in the right time in my life. That's even with the people that I've met in my career have been so helpful. You know, I still dwell on the time when I first met Lennox Lewis at the Boxing Hall of Fame, and he took the time out of me, out of his time. He took his time out of his schedule, and I remember us being in the parking lot, and he showing me different techniques on how to position my feet, how to throw the jab, how to do many things, and he had all his bodyguard around as if we was in a middle circle, me and him competing against each other. Stuff like that, I'll never forget. So by that being said, he is one of the guys that I definitely look up to. One of the guys that have came before me and set the standards. And he set it at a high pace, being that a hard act to follow. But being that the person that I am, I love a challenge. That's what got me through life. I think everybody in this room I won't say everybody, but majority of everybody may have had struggles coming up or had a hard time. Everybody's life different. I done had my hard share of times as well too. Dealing with different jobs, dealing with my daughter that was born with spina bifida. That's the only reason why I got into boxing. And now with 4 children with me, they're all my motivations now. That's why I'm the strong guy that I am now, mentally, physically, emotionally. I do everything for my children. I mean everything. They're my boss. The last guy to be the undisputed champion of the world was Lennox Lewis. That was 1999. And now, here it is, 2016, where you see a young champion trying to follow the footsteps of the great champion as Lennox Lewis to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Now, anybody that knows me, especially those that grew up with me, know that if Deontay say he's going to do something, you don't have to second guess him. He's going to do it. And I'm telling you guys, I am hungry. I am determined. 2016, I keep saying I'm not playing with nobody. The things that I say, I don't just say it to make myself sound good. I don't just say it just because you got all these cameras, you got all these people. I say it because I really feel it inside of me, or I wouldn't say it. I'm very confident in what I'm capable of doing and what I'm about to do come January the 16th. This time is different. I don't want to sit here and say I'm going to bash his head or peel his milling back or any of those. I don't want to say it this time. You know, this time around, I want my action to speak for itself. This is a great card. This is a great card. It's 2 heavyweight title fights on this card. It don't get no better than it. This is the heavyweight division. And we all can say that the heavyweight division is definitely have gotten exciting again. And 2016 is the start of it. And by having someone like me, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. I'm so hungry, guys. I'm hungry for success. You know, I had to take Sophia because I named her before I even got her because I knew she was going to be my girl. I took her from the dungeon of Burmese Laverne and put her into a sweet castle. And that's where she stayed. She's spoiled right now with a custom box with leather skin on her, with mink all the way around her, even from the top of her to the bottom of her, and she wear a little mink hat as well, too. She sleep good at night. And I don't think she's ready to leave yet. See, the thing about me, when I receive something, I take pride in what I do. I take pride in what I have, and I'm very honored to be a part of the WBC. As you can see, my resale and showed you the bracelet that I've dedicated to my team and a lot of people that was around me. I even got the belt tattooed on my body. That's how dedicated I am to it. And not looking for it to go nowhere. But by that being said, there are many more that I want. I feel once whoever becomes the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, they have all belts. That's when the real true stardom of the heavyweight division starts. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a tough path to fulfill. But I'm that man. I'm that man. What's more than have a handsome, young, tall, strong American champion with a nice smile that can talk as well, too. They can sweep your woman off her feet. Hey, boo. I'm that man, guys. I want it all. I'm sick and tired of having intern champion, regular champion, super heavyweight champion. It's too many belts going on. People get confused. It's even confusing to me sometimes. Boxing is a business, I understand, but it's time to have only one. When people say the heavyweight champion of the world, I want to recognize only one, not 4 or 5 guys, only one. So I wish all my future opponents, I wish my opponent luck, because they're going to need it. They're going to need it. If I could speak to the Polish people in their language, I would tell them that I appreciate their support. I appreciate them that all is going to come out to the show. That's what it's all about. I do feel y'all got a great person in Artur. As my trainer have said, we're not looking past him. That's for sure. We're not. Many things come out due to adrenaline rush, due to excitement, because I'm very excited. But I'm very confident in what I'm about to do tonight, Saturday night. Very confident. As we all know, yesterday got kind of out of hand, but that's a part of boxing. That's a part of emotions, getting involved. And I think it makes for great fights. People want to see the intensity of it. People want to see the excitement, how real this is. Because many people they look at Arthur and say, oh, we never heard of him, or who is he? And people judge off of that because they never heard of him or never been on the scene. But I'll be telling people all the time, they got to start somewhere. You got to start your name and begin somewhere. Your journey starts somewhere. And his journey is he wanted to be the first Polish heavyweight champion of the world. And that's one of the reasons why I gave him this opportunity. Because I've known in the past that when you have foreign guys that want to become the first in their country, we already know they're going to come and fight. Because that's history. And I'm big in making history myself. I've been in his position before. Of fighting for a title, being so excited, wanting to become the first. And for him, he could make history of being the first Polish heavyweight champion of the world. Right there, that sounds exciting. That sounds good for him. But facing a guy as my status, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a hard fight for him. But it's going to be a fun fight. Everybody that's coming to this fight, everybody that's viewing this fight, they're going to get their money worth, I promise you. We got a lot of great heavyweights up here. I think it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. The harder part of being in boxing is the waiting, and I can't wait. I get mad at just waiting because I put so much hard work. I'm never out of shape. I'm always ready. I start my camps off ready. In this fight, y'all gonna see a different Deontay Wilder. I've proved so many different things over these years, over the time since I've had that belt. I'm gonna prove a little bit more come Saturday night. And at the end of the fight, you will hear, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Bomb Squad!
Put your phone down.